What's up, world? We're gonna try this again, man. I don't know what happened, man. We had some technical difficulties. But anyways, what's up, world? What's up, everybody? Uh, Please feel free to like and subscribe to the channel. Hope you guys are having a blessed year so far. So, of course, real quick, just want to kind of follow up on the Antonio Brown saga and all the excitement that's going on around that situation. But before we get into it, I want to play this video. I believe brought to you by Ian Rappaport. I'm not sure, but whatnot. Let's just kind of see what they talk about on why the incident may have occurred. I know you guys may have seen it already, but if not, let's kind of dialogue about it a little bit.
Here's my understanding, Kay, of how this entire situation broke down. Midway through the game yesterday, Bruce Arians and the offensive staff told Antonio Brown to go into the game. They believed that he was healthy. Antonio Brown did not believe that he was healthy. He had been battling an ankle injury for the last several weeks, did not practice Thursday, did not practice Friday, and I know personally had some doubts whether or not he would be able to be out there and play. What he told the staff, from what I understand, is that he was not going into the game because in his mind, he did not feel he was healthy. The response then from the offensive coaches and from Bruce Arians was, if you are not going to go into the game, when we tell you to go into the game, then you cannot be here. At that point, they threw him off the sidelines and then cut him from the team. So Antonio Brown, which Bruce Arians announced at the post-game press conference, he is no longer part of the team. They essentially told him that on the sideline, send him packing, leading Antonio Brown with $1 million incentive right within his reach. He was going to get it. He left all of that, left the field, and now is no longer a member of the Buccaneers.
All right, let's stop that right there. Now, it's reports coming out saying that he's possibly still on the team because at the end of the day, it's not like you can just walk out of a contract. You do have contractual obligations and things that kind of can go into place. It's not like little league football, even if you try to kick somebody off a high school football team, sometimes it's just not really that easy, college and so forth. So a report came out today. I'll run through it real quick before we kind of dialogue a little bit about the situation, and we'll move on. So I got this report that came out today. It was on Fox News. So, people have issues with Fox News sometimes, but we're going to read. Antonio Brown still with the Bucs despite of assertions to the contrary. Antonio is still on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as of Monday night, despite what Bruce Arians tells reporters after the wide receivers meltdown that he is no longer a Buc. Arians was asked earlier Monday during the media availability about the logistics of cutting Brown, and he appeared to pass the buck to the front office. All right, so Antonio Brown could possibly still be with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, may even dress up next week for their last game of the season. So that's yet to be seen or talked about more. But anyways, let's kind of delve into it now. On one end of the spectrum, you see Antonio Brown as, some people saying, he did the right thing. He stood up to the coaches and the oppressive action that he believed that he was receiving. And some people saying that he is a disgrace. He's suffering mental issues. Something wrong with this guy, So I'm kind of like on the fence with it, right? Part of me says, of course, that's not sportsmanlike. To all you guys who are athletes, especially you younger guys, know that when you are in a situation like this, it's not best to be overly emotional and act out, on on your emotions or on your actions at that particular time, despite on how upset you may be, because you got to think about it. If you like in high school, you're trying to get to college, possibly, if you're gonna be playing sports, and you can have recruiters, scouts, parents, all type of people looking at you while you're playing, and an outburst like that could be detrimental to your career, even if you were in the right. Same thing if you're in college, get upset, you do something like that, then if your aspirations are to play at the next level, then it could be perceived the wrong way. So I don't necessarily agree with him, taking his uniform off, this, that, and the third. But on the other hand, if he was told, man, get off my field or get out of here, take my stuff off, you off the team, that's a whole different story. Now, like I said, this is not Pop Warner football. Nobody really has the right to, put a person off the field or be disrespectful to him like that. Like at the end of the day, you dealing with grown men. You know, I even noticed like sometimes you deal with high school coaches and collegiate coaches who talk to you any type of way and feel like it's okay. And I think that's what a lot of people have problems with when you deal with, playing sports, especially when you're dealing with, athletes of different ethnicities and coaches of different ethnicities, with like the NFL and most professional leagues, that most of the coaches are white men and they coaching black men, black players. And, when we start talking about the difference between a high school boy, a young man, and a grown man in the NFL or college, you really have to watch how you articulate and how you speak to those men, and I think that a lot of people do suffer verbal abuse, and it leads to psychological issues and this, that, and the third. Just dealing with a lot of the coaches, and dealing with football and sports, period. So you have to really kind of watch the verbal abuse or the way that that you come at a lot of these athletes. That just is what it is. So. On one hand, like I said, I see Antonio Brown's making a mistake, but on the other hand, he kind of stood up for what he felt was right in his heart. I believe, if this is the truth, if he was told to get out the field and say, get out the uniform or get out the field, get out of here, then of course he's like, man, who you think you talking to, bro? The NFL has had a track record, and there is the perception that they are racist. That's just the perception. I'm just saying is that y'all don't have black owners. It's kind of a good old boy network, is what it is. And I think that's why the Cowboys have the issue that they have. Is that I think that Jerry Jones, has been so biased over his tenure as an owner that he's just reaping his harvest. He's reaping his own karma, and it's coming to haunt him. So, one end of the spectrum, I kind of applaud Antonio Brown. At the end of the day, just like Warren Sapp has said, it's almost like that you a rich slave, working in the NFL, and you gotta be told by your masters and your owners and what to do. Now, I'm not trying to say that these guys don't make a lot of money, but at the end of the day, they are trapped within their celebrity. They're trapped in that world. So I know it can be frustrating, and I wish they got the best. I wish the Bucs the best, and they come to some type of agreement. If he was out of character, the coach was out of character, out of line with the verbal comments, then by all means that needs to be addressed. And let that man get his money. And if an athlete is hurt, they hurt. You can't make them do it. Especially just period. Now, it ain't just especially if you're an all-star, no, just period. Athletes hurt, they hurt. We went through that. What it's like playing with the bruised ribs and the twisted ankles and taking all type of shots and pills and pushing through. But at the end of the day, your people don't own no teams. You just the athlete, and many of you athletes in college, y'all, just some are getting paid, some of them have incentives, but you don't got to get what's that brain injury, TBI, in NFL. You can suffer TBI, traumatic brain injury, in high school and little league. So a lot of these guys are putting a lot on the line. So, anyways, let's be in prayer for everybody and keep them lifted up. I'm out on the Antonio Brown thing. Any more updates come, we'll be sure to follow up and talk about it. But holla at y'all. Have a good night. Gia. Got another video I'm finna make, so I just want to close out on this. Peace.